we'll check with you if you have understood. So this has to be interactive. Please keep that in mind. I need your feedback as well. Okay, right. Okay, starting with, so we are all very familiar with this. Okay, we use internet, we use social media, search engine, e-commerce. Naveen, could you tell us what internet is? Just one line. I'm 100% sure that you know. Yes?
Miss, the internet is connection of networks.
Correct. Yes. So it is a global connection of networks. When it comes to internet, it's not only about computers, it's about all the devices. It's about any device that is connected together onto a global network. And we use social media. We know what social media is. We use social media to keep in touch with our friends, families, get to know what's happening in the other part of the world. Okay. Then search engines is like the latest teacher we have. Whenever I hear a word that I don't know the meaning of, I search. So we use search engines to look for things, look for anything. Okay, you can search for anything. Only thing that we need to keep in mind is search engines always don't tell us the truth. So keep that in mind. So when you look for information, at least check from about 3 sources to see if it's the same. Otherwise, it, we don't have any assurance to make sure that the data we receive from search engine is 100% correct. Next is e-commerce. So e-commerce, we do a lot of e-commerce these days due to the pandemic. We are at home, we order online, we sell online, lots of things happening online. So that is e-commerce. So in order to do these, we make use of communicating devices. We use technology. When you say technology, mainly it's the devices. Right. So moving on. Okay, so with these needs of us, it is the need of phones, tablets, laptops, you name the devices, it's growing rapidly from year to year. Now, if you look at online schooling, the children study online. Okay, so when you say I study online, I need a device. So at least a computer, if not a mobile phone, a smartphone is required. So this is a need that is growing rapidly from year to year. So when you say devices, we talk about embedded systems. We know that you have security cameras at home and you go out of your house, you still check whether what's going on at home. So we use embedded systems there. And then the web servers, we know we look for information on web servers. Sensors, we see automatic doors opening, closing. How do they work? Sensors. And then we use input output storage units as well. Right. So when we talk about all these advanced technology, we also need to understand that from the time that they manufacture and the time we use to disposal of these devices, it adds it makes a major or a significant impact, a negative impact on our environment. Okay, so this is something that we don't think much. We are always very interested about buying new devices, going for the latest computer, going for the latest smartphone or whatever you name it, you want that. But then we don't understand how much we add to our environment, causing negative effects, impacts on the environment. Is everyone okay so far? Are there any questions, children?
No.
No,
Okay, is everyone okay? Can I continue?
yes.
Yes.
Miss.
Okay. Right.
Yes,
Please
yes.
tell me if there is any question so that we can stop and discuss. Okay. Right. Moving on. So when computing devices are manufactured, they make use of lots of non-renewable materials. Okay. So, and also look at this, a pile of e-waste. We get rid of our old devices. And what are we going to do to these devices? This can cause a big damage to our health, not only us human, but also animals and our environment. So let's take, I have taken a small example because I want to make you understand the gravity of this. Okay. Okay, continuing. Right, so when we make computing devices, we make, these are just 4 examples that I've taken, okay? We need raw materials to produce components of these devices. So for an example, we need sand to make the glasses, basically the screens of our computers. Then different types of oils are used to make plastic. So plastic is used for the casing of our computing devices. Then we need copper. Copper is needed in our circuits. When we connect wires, we know that they use copper wires. There are different other types. Copper is one material that is used for data transmission. And then silicon is used in our circuits. So our computer, we know that there is a motherboard, there are RAM cards connected, all these are circuit-based devices. So these 4 are just 4 examples of the raw materials that are used. And now these, you can't use these as it is. These have to be converted into another product before we use them. Okay. Right. So in this production, when sand is converted to glass, copper is converted to, say, solid to liquid. Okay. It needs a lot of, this entire process is very energy intensive. So meaning you need to produce, you need to heat them, warm them up. And in order to do that, we make use of fossil fuels. Okay, so coal and oil are 2 examples. Okay, so when the raw material sand is converted to glass, we burn a lot of fossil fuels for that. Okay, so when copper is converted to copper wire, we burn a lot of fuel in order to do that. Okay. So during this process, what happens? A lot of carbon dioxide gets added to our environment. And what happens when carbon dioxide gets added to the environment? It contributes to, yes,
Global warming.
global warming. So it adds up, it increases global warming. So this is a major impact that we make when new devices are produced. Okay, this is, we are just talking about production of new components. We haven't even made the final computer. We have only made the glass and the plastic and the wire so far. Okay, so see how much of carbon dioxide is added to the environment during that process. And next, semiconductor is another piece of devices like a circuit board that is used in our computers. Okay, and when during this process of making semiconductors, it uses a lot of water. Here, now for an example, a factory producing 40,000 semiconductors a month uses around 20 million liters of water. So water is used. Now what they do is, to see the internal components of the semiconductor, you need to zoom into this device, to the components. So in order to do that, you need to place water on the semiconductor. So then using the zooming devices, you can zoom in more to see the internal components. So this process takes a lot of water. Right. I'm gonna stop for a while and see if there are any questions. Are there any questions, children? Hi, Sasuri. Arit, is everything okay? Clear?
Yes, miss. It's clear.
Right, okay, let's continue. Okay. So then what happens? So we discussed about global warming, that is emission of carbon dioxide, and this is wastage, water wastage. Right. Now, other than that, these materials are also used. Again, I have only listed down 4 materials that I thought you might be familiar with. But other than these, there are many other materials that are used, which are harmful to us, to animals, and to our environment. Okay, so if you look at cadmium, used in rechargeable batteries, printer inks, and toners. So this is the threat that it can cause to us. Damage the lungs and kidney, bones, and lung diseases. So cadmium, rechargeable batteries, we have to make sure we dispose them properly. We don't just put it out, because due to rain, these chemicals can get added to the water. Okay, right. Next is lead. Lead is again used in circuit boards and cable sheeting. Cable sheeting are the covers of those cables. So here again, it can damage our kidneys. And here, see, the pregnant women who are exposed to lead also expose their unborn child. So this can cause the baby's nervous system. So again, a major threat, not only to us, but to children who are unborn as well. Right, next is mercury. Now we know there is LCD, the liquid crystal display screens. And when LCD screens are manufactured, we use the material called mercury. And that is again, it can damage our immune systems, lungs, and kidneys. Okay, next is chromium. It's used for casings. Now with plastic, they mix chromium in order to make the casings of these computers, laptops, and all these technical devices. So again, it can cause eye irritation, liver damage, cancer, skin irritation, erosion, and discoloration of our teeth. Okay, so these are a few examples. I'm sure if you go and search, we spoke about search engines. If you search a little bit more, you will end up learning even more. There is enough and more examples, but like I told you, check at several sources. Don't just take one example and be satisfied with it, because we don't know, internet can give us wrong information as well. Okay, so any questions from this slide?
No
Is
question.
everyone clear? Yes,
No
Sanuka?
questions.
Yes.
Nuveen, do you have any questions, Nuveen?
No, miss.
Okay, then let's continue. Right. Moving on. The disposal of computing technology creates another serious threat to the environment. So we just spoke about a few threats here. Now let's check what else that could happen to us. So heavy elements used in batteries or circuits pollute groundwater and kill animals who drink that water. Right. Batteries used in computers are flammable, which makes them an unsafe item in landfills, as they can catch fire at any time. So we don't just throw away our batteries with the normal garbage we throw. Okay, so keep these things in mind. So again, this is another major threat, use of plastic, because it takes forever to decompose. Okay, so the computer casings are made up using plastics. So again, when you throw them, it is going to take a long time, like years, to decompose. Again, toxins released from landfills add gases to our environment and causing diseases like skin cancer, lung diseases. Again, warmed up e-waste adds up to global warming because of releasing these gases like carbon dioxide. So we have to be aware of these things in order to prevent them from happening, right? So what can we do as children, as teachers? What can we do? So when you purchase a product, look for products likely to have a much longer lifespan. So when you buy a product, you make sure you buy a good quality product. It might be a little expensive, but you will use it much longer than a low quality product. If you buy a low quality product, you will have to, it will break soon. So then you will have to throw it away and buy another. Okay, so rather than doing that, you pay a little extra and you use a device for a longer time period. So that's what we need to think about before we purchase any other electronic devices hereafter. Okay. Then reuse as often as possible. So if you have computer parts that can be fixed, okay, if it could be any electronic device, if you can fix them, repair it and use it without getting a new device. Okay, any electronic device, repair as much as you can before you throw it and get a new one. Okay, right, because I'm 100% sure all of us should have at least an old television at home, a radio at home that doesn't work. Okay, so we don't know what to do with it because we can't just throw it out to garbage. Okay, so every house has at least one device. So what will happen if you get rid of all these, if you just throw them out? Just imagine what can happen to our environment and to us. So environmentally friendly labels. So when buying products, you need to make sure that you buy a product that is environmentally friendly. Okay, so keep these things in mind before you purchase the next electronic gadget. Okay, what else? Okay, so we need to know about e-waste. Okay, so if you are already aware of this, you will not try to get rid of your old phone, which is still in working condition, and buy yourself a new one. Okay, so keep that in mind that we can do this as children, as teachers, as adults. We can control this e-waste if we pay a little more attention to what could happen to our environment and to ourselves in return. So recycle, recycle, recycle. So use them as much as you can. And the best thing what you can do is if you have a second device, or say you have a device, you want to go for a new device, you can donate your old device, okay, to someone who doesn't have a computer or to someone who doesn't have a phone, rather than keeping it at home and then buying another device. So this other person also will have to buy a device. So you can stop the other person from buying a device if you can donate your device to them. Okay, so donating, selling at a lower rate, something that is possible, please do. So maintain what you have. So don't overcharge your batteries. Overcharging your batteries reduce the lifespan of a battery. So when the battery is full, you have to disconnect it. When you are charging your phone also, if it's 100% charged, disconnect it. Okay, because, and also don't use the battery once it reaches about 30%, you have to recharge it. Okay, because if you take care of your electronic devices, then you will use them for a longer time. Right. Okay, anything to add from your end? Anything else to add from your end? Is everyone okay with it? Did everyone understand what was given in the presentation? Yes.
Yes, miss.
So next time, before we throw away our devices, can we rethink? Yes. can we, before we buy a new product, can we consider using the product we already have? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Because if all these devices, even this headset or whatever, if you throw away, it takes a long time to decompose. Keep that in mind so that it will affect our environment, in return us. Okay, it might not directly affect us, but slowly it will affect us. Okay, so this is something that we never discussed in school or in your class level. So which is why we thought we should talk to you about something like this. Okay, because we love to buy new devices, we love to buy new things. Okay, so try to make sure that you use what you have as much as you can, without, always before you buy a new electronic device, think twice before whether you really need it. Okay, because unintentionally we are adding to global warming and to many other problems. Okay, right. So then I have a
Excuse,
small act. Yes.
Miss, when in some occasions when they are trying to protect global warming, like they bury all those plastic underground. So is that a good thing that we must follow?
Plastic, it's going to be a problem because it's going to take a long time to decay. Now, there is a problem even with toothbrushes. People say, doctors usually say after 3 months, use a new toothbrush. Yes, but then environmentalists say it's a problem because you get rid of your plastic toothbrush, you buy yourself a new brush. What will happen to the one you throw? Okay, so they are trying to, now the latest technologies, they are trying to manufacture a toothbrush that can be taken out the brush part only, so that you only buy that and you keep using the handle. Okay, so that you don't throw the entire equipment out, but you throw only a small part of it. Okay, so now developed countries actually recycle 80% of electronics. Okay, all electronics, 80% is recycled, but we in Sri Lanka, we still do not have, I'm not aware of anything as such happening in this country yet. Okay, so what we can do is, as a whole, we have to take care of ourselves, our environment, and before we buy something, you need to make sure that you do not add to this. Okay, right. Any other questions?
No, miss.
Okay, so Suri, can I give them a small activity? Yes, okay, right. So this is for you to, this is like a homework to you. Everyone, I hope you'll do something, you'll do this activity and forward it maybe to Suri or to a senior scout. That's a point, okay? So I told you, I only spoke about few things, okay? Few raw materials, the process of converting raw materials into products, okay? Converting sand into glass, make use of a lot of energy that adds to carbon, environment, global warming. Okay, then how water is wasted when semiconductors are produced. Okay, and then a few hazardous materials and the effects, the threats that they can cause. Okay, so I only spoke of few things, and even about what we can do. There are many other things that we can do. I haven't given you all the answers here. Okay, I wouldn't even know all the answers. Okay, but each of us, if we can go out of our way and look for more answers, I'm sure we'll be able to find out more causes and more answers, more solutions to this. Okay, so this is a small activity that you have to do. So the activities, you create a presentation, give 3 possible environmental impacts of using computing technology. And for each impact, suggest one possible action that could be taken to reduce. Okay, so you have to list down 3 impacts and 3 possible suggestions that you would suggest to reduce the impact. Okay, so a nice presentation. No, don't use lots of slides, maybe 6 slides, 1 slide each, or maybe with the title 7 slides. So Sir Suri will appoint maybe a senior scout also and complete that presentation and send it to sir. So I also would like to see it, because then I will be able to understand whether you understood this lesson we had today. Okay, can we do that activity?
Yes, miss.
Yes, is it going to be
Yes, miss.
difficult?
No,
No, I don't think it's going to be difficult. Look for information. Don't only look at internet. Internet is not the only solution we have. Okay. You can check newspapers or maybe magazines. You can talk to people. Okay. And internet is one of the sources where we look for when we need information. Okay. So, and also, like I told you, don't be satisfied with the first answer internet gives. It can be wrong. Okay, so you have to look at several sources and find the correct answer. And the senior scouts will help you. Naveen, Tinuga, they are there to help you. Okay, the seniors are here. 11 ends, I'm sure they will help the small ones. Okay, so if you have any problem, you talk to them. These ideas are really good. Okay, I also ask them questions when I don't know, they tell me the answers. Okay, so please get help from them and do a nice presentation. And I also would like to see them. Okay.
okay, miss.
All right. Thank you. I hope you learned something today. And thank you, Sir Suri, for inviting me, giving me this opportunity. And thank you, Scouts. Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, Miss Naomi. Just hold on. Tinuga.
Thank you, Miss Now.
Yes,
Is it you now or Minnada?
me, sir.
Ah,
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Naomi, for the informative webinar conducted, and thank you for your effort, Miss. And also, I would like to thank everyone who joined this session to make it more interactive. And now we will be showing the event code of this event. So this is the event code.
Sir Surya, I don't mind sharing the presentation with them if they want it.
it would be great, no, children? Yeah, Miss Naomi, if you can.
I will send it to you. Will you share it with them?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. If not, I can send it to Naveen or Tinuga or someone.
No, you can send it to Tinuga directly. No problem.
Fine. Okay.
So thank you, Miss Naomi. Anyway, there are outsiders who had attended the webinar. So we thank them also, scouts, and everyone. So have a great time. See you at the cooking competition, isn't it, Naveen?
Yes, sir, at 6 o'clock.
Yes.